Hawkeye Ordnance, and I'm here with the one, the only Adam Nilsson from Atlas Gunworks. And most of you would be thinking, let's talk about really high-end pistols. No, talking about Gear Pro.
Soundgear Club.
Soundgear Gear Pro. When I get an interview with you, what I want to go to immediately is let's talk about Gear Pro.
It was random because I'm wearing ears at Area 7 this weekend, and you're like, "Oh, Soundgear," and I'm like, "Yeah, man, I've been rocking Soundgear for like 3 years."
That's perfect. So they're kind of super high end, about $1,000 digital ear pro. Normally I don't do these because most of our clientele is not spending $1,000 on Gear Pro, right? But I've been wearing something like this for years. I just switched to the Soundgear ones, and I think it's a performance enhancer. I mean, it's incredible to have that.
So I'm doing a bunch of pistol shooting. I'm doing a bunch of free gun shooting, and we just started doing some PRS shooting. And so I've worn the Soundgear for all of it. And again, I've been wearing them for 3 years.
Yeah.
The cool part about the Soundgear is because they work so well, you just leave them in, right?
Yep,
So you put them in the morning, you make sure your batteries are fresh, and you leave them in, and it just makes the day go much, much simpler. And then the technology that they're using to cut the sound is pretty useful. Like, it's not obnoxious, it works well. It's not like when you have some of the big over-ear deals are cut to everything to zero, and your conversation you get every third word.
Yep.
And this has a much better buffer in it for that.
Yeah, so for me, the main reason to go to something like this is I can't have shit around my head all day. I get headaches from it, like I get pressure, I know I'm a little girl, but I get
me too.
I get pressure headaches. I don't even like wearing a hat if I don't have to. I mean, but sunburn is something to deal with too, right? Because I come from cave people. Yeah, you got it. So when I first got my first set of the digital, I've been wearing them for about 4 years. I switched to the Starkey Lab ones from Soundgear. We'll talk about that in a sec. It was like everything I ever wanted. It's all the ability to hear and have a conversation with people at the range and still shoot. You're not like taking shit in and out, double plugging and all that kind of stuff. And I do a lot of business just like you do at the range too, so being able to have a conversation. But the thing is about these things is you wear them and like you can hear the dirt like under your feet when you're getting ready.
They're turned up.
The whole game. So you just get this really like sense that like nothing's different than your regular hearing, except that it doesn't hurt like hell every time the gun goes off. Super simple controls for most of these, and this is not abnormal for all of these. There's one button here that has 3 modes on it. The first one, when you first turn them on, is like an enhanced mode for like hunting, something like that. You hit it again, and you get like a little duller, which is what I use for competition shooting. I don't use the
2 is what they recommend.
2, yeah. And then the third one is a mute button, and that's just like you just need to shut them out. Like sometimes it's nice to not hear anything going on.
Some guys want that when they're shooting. When they're actually up, they don't want to hear.
They want to go deaf, they click them off. I love the sound of all the shit happening, people laughing in the background. I love that. And then there's just a volume knob right here. What's really interesting about Starkey is one of the biggest hearing aid manufacturers in the whole world. They're huge, and they're actually located right near me.
So we should say Starkey is the parent company to Soundgear. So
correct.
Soundgear is their shooting version.
That's correct. So this is their logo. I'll fly pictures of all this shit in throughout the thing. But the deal with these guys is they actually make these. And most of the companies, including the one I was using before, are having Starkey actually make. They send them like, I want this sound profile, I want these features. And Starkey's designing them, but they're not actually making them. They're just the rep for them. So the cool thing about these is Starkey actually makes them. One of the best parts about that is if you get molded, like Adam here is at Atlas can do the mold for you. I don't know if you actually do the mold, but
we haven't started yet, but we're going to probably start to.
Okay, cool. So if you're up here in the neck of the woods or you're at an area match where Adam's at, they might be able to help you out with that.
Or any audiologist.
Or any audiologist can do it too. And then you just send them in, and literally it's a week, and you get your ear pro back.
It's fast.
It's super, super fast. They also have another product I don't have here with me that I really dig, and it is and I'll fly pictures in right now of that. But it's like a $300 unit that is not custom. It sits in one of those kind of Christmas tree rubber deals.
Yep.
And you just shoot the thing in your ear. And I tried them out at a couple of matches, and they're good. They're not as good,
legit.
But they're legit. They do work, and they're a third of the price, which is a big, big deal. So if you're looking for something like that gives you the opportunity to hear the conversation and shoot and get that sense, but you don't have the grand, which I got. And, if you need it, you're still shooting like a Glock 19 and 3 gun. Spend $1,000 on a better pistol.
Yeah, and the base ones for 300 are like probably a no-brainer.
I think so.
You can't go back. Once you've used these, you get they're valuable.
Yep.
And from a model standpoint, Mark's always been talking about the Platinum one, which I think retails at $1,200.
Yep.
They have a $1,000 model without the button, and it's only got one mode. And I've had those as well. Those work really well
Do
too.
they?
Yeah.
Cool. So you got a lot more experience with them than I do. It took me a little bit to get adjusted to the sound profile. It's a little more, and this is super nerdy, but it's a little more top end heavy. The upside to that is you can run them a little lower and still hear conversation.
I don't even know what he's talking about.
Yeah, I got it.
They're awesome.
They're awesome. No, for those of you that are interested in what they sound like, I mean, I've got a background in this. So it's a little more crispy, like a little more of that stuff, you know? And at first I'm like, God, these are a little brash, right? But then I realized I could turn them down a little further, and then they were just quieter overall, and I got less overall fatigue at the end of the day. My ears ring like, and when I go to sleep at night, I have to listen to music or a book from all those years of touring with bands, a book on tape. Otherwise, it's just I'm listening to like trying to fall asleep. And caffeine makes it worse, which I'm not willing to give up. But I am willing to spend $1,000 on Ear Pro so I can get a better day. And I come home at night after wearing these, and I've got none of that extra ringing and none of that garbage. And that's the best litmus test I can tell you is because if I wear cheap Ear Pro during the day, or just lower, like sub 20 dB, Ear Pro, and I come home after a match, it's really, really, really bad. I can hardly even hear people at the dinner table.
I don't shoot open a lot, but if mine fit well enough that I can shoot open without double plugging.
Wow.
But again, I'm not an everyday open shooter, but they work super well when you combine them with other Ear Pro that have electronics. There's no feedback.
Yep.
We've got a couple of guys running them like that shooting open and zero problem.
Cool. The other thing I would tell you is the main thing about these is fit. I mean, that's the number one thing that's going to screw up your experience with these things. So get somebody who really knows what they're doing, and don't hesitate to say these don't fit. Because Starkey will make it right, is my understanding. I've seen no problem.
My training partner shoots open, and he's like, yeah, there's a little bit of a seal thing. And they're like, oh, we'll just oversize them. We'll make new shells. Boom,
Yep.
done. Get them back in a week.
Because they keep your scans. Basically, they take the rubber mold that we send to them, they scan the whole thing, and then so they laser scan it, and then they run it through a resin, it's a resin, like laser shoots the resin and hardens it as it comes up. It's cool to watch. They like come out of the goo, and they have your scan. So if there's an issue, it's not like you have to remold and go back. They might be able to just fix it in the process and send it.
I think they just add a couple percentage.
Do they really? Wow.
It's like boom, add 1.5%, and
super
there
cool.
You go.
So if you're interested in checking these out, there's a couple places you can go. You can go with Atlas.
I don't think we have them on the website, but we're selling them when we're at matches.
When you're at matches.
Yep. They'll be on the website eventually.
The other company who's a partner of everybody at this table is Arms and Arms. They have got them in stock. They've got I think this week or next, depending on when this video hits, they will have those up and available. And check them out. If you're like me and you can't deal with all this stuff on your head, or you just really got to do business at the range, make sure you got everything else first before you do this, guys. I'm not out here to tell you to spend $1,000 on this. Like I said, if you need a rifle or a new shotgun, like if it's between the Stoeger and a pair of these or an M2, get the M2, and then we'll deal with this later, right? But
it should be on your Christmas list.
It should be on your Christmas list for sure, especially the $300 sets, and give those a shot. I think those are pretty killer. So, and if you're in my neck of the woods, sometime in August, we're going to do a Wednesday night match where we're going to bring a bunch of these sets out of the non-custom ones and let people shoot the match with them and try them out. So that'll be, watch the Hawkeye Ignite website for that. That's 2019, guys, so please don't email me in 2021. I'm all pissed off. And check out Atlas Gunworks, of course, .com, and Hawkeye Ordnance, Hawkeye Ignite, Hawkeye Syndicate, and all of our family of shit. And sub the channel, man. That really helps us out. Hope you guys are well. See you soon.
See you on the range.
God bless.